A woman's working to protect paradise on her own tonight. She feels like she's got to do it. She started posting her own warning signs right along the Estero River.
She says it's because the state isn't giving you a heads up the way it would if it were a Gulf beach. Fox 4's Rachel Lloyd's investigating why the state treats contaminated water in your local rivers differently. Rachel?
They do treat them differently, and that's why this woman is taking action. This all began when Holley Rauen started preparing for a kid's summer camp. She learned the Estero River was contaminated and wanted to keep those kids and everyone else on that river safe.
Hey, did you know there's bacteria in the water? Wash off really good before you touch your mouth, okay?
Holley Rauen warns a man about the contaminated water here. The retired nurse volunteers at the Holley River in Estero. She says she's been on edge ever since a kid's summer camp at the center ended a few weeks ago.
On the last day of camp, 2 little girls came up to me and they said, "Miss Holley, Nurse Holley, we have diarrhea."
She told the camp leaders to cancel kayaking and canoeing lessons for the kids once she learned the water had a high contamination of fecal indicator bacteria. She admits she can't prove it, but says her nurse instinct tells her those 2 little girls may have gotten in the water before her warning.
It says enter at your own risk.
So she started posting her own warning signs around the river. She says the state's own monthly testing of the water showed bacteria levels over 800. The Florida Department of Health considers beach water unsafe for people when it hits 71. This river has 10 times that limit. And even though you can't see any bacteria when you touch contaminated water like this, experts say wash your hands and even shower before you eat or do anything else so you don't get sick. Clean water activist John Cassani with the group Calusa Waterkeeper says he reached out to the Florida Department of Health. He requested they post signs at local rivers so volunteers like Rauen wouldn't have to. He says if these rivers were Gulf beaches, they get the attention they deserve.
If we saw bacteria levels as high as we're seeing in these outstanding Florida water, these tributaries, these creeks and these rivers, the Gulf Coast beaches would never be open to the public.
The Department of Health told Cassani in an email they post signs at beaches, and if the site does not meet the definition of a beach, it would not be eligible to be formally added to the Healthy Beaches program. The department also told him they're willing to talk about monitoring the contaminated rivers with the help of volunteers. And the village of Estero will talk about this at their council meeting this Wednesday. They say they'll specifically talk about how to monitor this bacteria and find out where it came from. In the studio, Rachel Lloyd, Fox 4, in your corner.